Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Tuesday morning, but I want to apologize that we didn't get one on for yesterday. My technology skills were not very good and couldn't get it uploaded and all that kind of stuff, but forgive me. But we're going to continue through to Saturday now with this theme that we're talking about, the different names of God as we find them in the scripture. We've been dealing with different names, and the name that we're talking about at the moment is the name Jehovah Rapha, which is the name that says God is able to heal. I am the God who heals you. And we've been talking about this beautiful aspect of who God is. Not only does it talk about his ability to heal, but it infers very strongly his willingness to heal as well. Under certain circumstances, it would appear. Now, sometimes God heals just because he's God, and sometimes there are things that need to be done, and there are conditions that need to apply. With regard to Moses, when Moses healed, or God healed the waters of Mara, when God was given this name by Moses, God said to him, I am the God who heals, pretty much as you continue to follow my laws and obey my commands, then I'll make sure that none of the diseases of Egypt come upon you. I am Jehovah Rapha, the God who heals you. It's this God who heals. We've been looking at different aspects of why we need to be healed. First of all, we said we need to be healed because we are sinners. We live in a sinful world. We have sinful natures, and after the fall in the Garden of Eden, we basically pick up the tab ourselves and are responsible for our own need of healing. The second thing we said was we hurt sometimes because other people sin, and we pick up the tab, or sometimes the innocent pick up the tab for those who are guilty, and it's a law of the jungle that is the sadness of what life is all about. Adam sinned, and we pick up the tab. And then we said how God allows pain sometimes to get our attention. Kind of like physically, we said how when we are physically in pain, it implicates something, or it implies that something may just be wrong and we need to get it checked out. If that happens physically, suggests it happens spiritually as well. But today I want to take you to another reason that we hurt, and that is sometimes God uses our hurt to show his glory. Now in John chapter 9, there's an incredible story of a blind man. Jesus met the man, he spat on the dirt, took mud to Jesus, and he put it on the man's eyes and said, go and wash in the pool of Siloam and you'll be healed. The man went and did this, and he was indeed healed. The disciples who were watching this, and they were all playing amateur theologians right now, came to Jesus and said, so Jesus, who sinned here? Did this man sin that he was born blind, or did his parents sin that he is born blind? And Jesus said, no, guys, this is not what has happened here. This man was born blind because God would show his glory through this man's healing. This man waited many years for that to happen, but God did it so that God could receive the glory that is due to his name. Now that is crazy. We battle to understand that God would do that. Has God got an ego that he would put somebody through pain in order to get glory? Not at all. God is glorious, and he's God, and he deserves every possibility of glory that he could possibly get. So what are we saying here? Let me take you to 1 Corinthians 13. And 1 Corinthians 13 says simply this, that now in this life upon planet Earth, we see through a glass darkly. Don't you love that terminology? We see life through a glass darkly. That means we don't see clearly. And what we see is like fuzzy. We can't quite make out what it's all about. Because in our humanness, there are dimensions and dynamics that we will just never understand. This is one of them. The fact that God would use somebody's pain to get glory. But that's because he's God, and that's because his glory is his to get onto. The second thing I want you to notice about this today is that God does his best work in the dark. You've heard us say this in church before, have you not? How at our time of suffering and how at our time of need, when we go through these tough times, what comes out at the end of it can sometimes be better than what went into it if we do it right. And God will sometimes take us through the darkest of times to do work in us, that when it comes time to shine, the light is bright. He does his best work in the dark. We've used creation, have we not, as an example of that, where God did in the night what he revealed in the light of day. And if he does that physically again, he'll do it spiritually in our lives as well. God is God, and he can use our illness, our pain, and our hurt to bring glory to himself. Let's revel in that today. Let's develop a deeper and more less self-centered theology on suffering, because this is what it's all about. At the end of the day, it's all about the glory of God. Go and have a fantastic day now, people, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.